Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. After nearly 2 months of waiting, I'm back for a little series I stole from RCE Town, the best coaster in every country. In all seriousness, go watch the series, it's pretty good. To be different, I'm going to try to stay away from what he picked unless it's undoubtedly the best coaster, or maybe the only coaster in that country. But we're going to split this series into 3, the Americas, Afro-Asia, and then the Europe and island nations. We're going to start with the Americas today, and we're going to sort the list by least amount of coasters to most amount of coasters in that certain continent. And so we're going to, in this video, we're going to start with South America and then move up to North America. Starting off, we have Uruguay, which has 1 coaster in total, named Gustando Manzana, or Apple Worm. I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher all the Spanish and all the other language coasters. I'm sorry about that, but it's at Ricon de los Niños, a Casavan Diego kitty coaster. What's strange about this coaster is that it looks like a wacky worm, but the layout is wacky for a wacky worm, and that's why I had to choose it besides it being the only coaster. Trinidad and Tobago also only has 1 coaster named Pieces of 8 at Scallywag Bay Theme Park, an SPS Visa spinning coaster. This coaster opened with the park in 2018, but hasn't been operating since 2020 because, according to the park's website, they are closed due to COVID, and none of the park's social medias have been active since 2019. And new news sites that I've seen have this park in a potential danger. Hopefully Trinidad and Tobago doesn't lose their only coaster. Paraguay is the last country in South America with the sad honor of only having 1 coaster. At this point, just don't have any. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You can get rid of it after I get the credit. There we go. Its name is unknown. And it's at Centro Recreativo Las Prameras. I said that butchered it completely wrong. The coaster is a Zenzatu Lemiga amusement equipment caterpillar coaster. A Chinese company, I believe. I am not 100% sure. And the coaster was opened by the. What's interesting is that the coaster was opened by the country's travel minister, Sofia Montreal de Afra. And this park actually looks like it's actually going to stay open, unlike the last one we mentioned. Bolivia has a whole 1 more coaster than the other countries that we covered so far. Oh my god, that's so many coasters. But their best coaster has a name that's unknown. Parque Marcela Santa Cruz. It's a Zir Tivoli. I chose this coaster because A, it's not a minor mic, but also from the off-ride footage from the park, it makes it look like this is the best Zir Tivoli of this scale. And this coaster looks like it's seemingly sped up than any other of them. It's opened in either 2006 or 2007. Ecuador has 5 coasters, but personally, although they do have a thrill coaster, I'm gonna go with Guayaquil ride at Savari Extreme. No parks, just Extreme. It's a SPF Visa race coaster, and it opened in 2018. Personally, I chose it because I like the color scheme. So I think this could be actually an okay layout, and the other thrill coaster kind of looked a little janky. Now onto Chile, which has 12 coasters in total. While having an SLC and a boomerang, I'm gonna go with another Vekoma for this pick. Tren Minero at Fantasialand. Yes, it's very close to the real Fantasialand name. It's Vekoma Mine Train. But maybe chose this over the 2 extreme coasters of the country is the layout. The layout looks okay, but it's Mobius loop, so you get to do the layout twice. And the coaster opened in 2015. Colombia has 13 coasters, the best being Crater at Parque del Café, a Gersauer Eurofighter that opened in 2014. It's a clone of Iron Shark in Galveston, Texas. Nowadays, Anara Coaster steals the spotlight from within its own park. The original Zambezi Singer was relocated to this park when it closed it at Worlds of Fun, and it's been there for about 20 some odd years. And with the new Zambezi Singer, a lot of people are making their trips down to Columbia for that, but this is definitely the spotlight of the whole entire country. Peru has 14 coasters in total, but all of them are family coasters or wacky worms. The best one is Guayluco at Granzana Village, a Zamperla Twister coaster from 2018. Argentina is the first country to have 20 plus coasters, with exactly 20. Their best is Desafo, or The Challenge, at Parque de la Costa. It's a Vekoma SLC that opened in 1999. I placed this above the Boomerang because they suck. And the SLC can suck if not done right. And I'm not 100% sure how this one's done. Venezuela has 26 coasters in total. Monterusa at Deverland being the best. It's a Vekoma MK 1200 that opened in 1983. Took me a while to say that one. For the last country in South America, we have Brazil with 79 coasters. The country has a lot of good options, but the best has to be Catapult at Hopi Hara, a Schwarzkopf shuttle loop. This coaster has been on a journey with 4 homes over 46 years. It all started as King Cobra at King's Dominion. Most of you guys would know it from there. Then it went to Jolly Rogers under the same name, and then it went to Alton Towers as Thunder Looper, and has been at Hopi Hari since 1999. Although North America has 1,000 coasters, well, nearly, we have to start off somewhere, with Panama, which only has 1. And it's an unknown coaster at Santiro Tucumán. It is so unknown that we don't have any pictures of it on the entirety of the internet. We don't know who it was made by, just that it was powered. For those coasters that don't have any photos on RCDB, I normally check like the internet or the park social media, but my YouTube channel over the past 2 months has been more active than their social media, like the entirety of having their social media. So that wasn't very much help. Nicaragua is also a country not for the thuzies, with 1 coaster in total, which is unknown at Parque Luis Alfonso Valdez. Once again, we don't know the name or manufacturer. According to RCDB, it's a powered coaster, but let's thank this random person on the internet who happened to take a singular photo of this coaster so I could show it to you. I also showed it to you earlier because I think that's the same bottle from before. Haiti makes my job so much easier with this 1 coaster. It's Dragon Tail Coaster at Adventure Ocean Oasis. Besides the butchered English, it's actually pretty easy to say. It's a Wagon Alpine coaster that's 2,200 feet long. Let's put it this way: if you only had 1 coaster, I would choose an Alpine coaster over a Wacky Worm 10 times out of 10. El Salvador made me go digging for its 1 coaster. It's called Roller Coaster at Sunset Park. On RCDB, it's unknown. From Zanjag Zuma Ride amusement equipment, my apologies, from 2022. It's a family coaster, but thanks to a YouTuber, the name is being advertised as roller coaster on the fucking rides, so that's how I know it's called that. And also, it's not a pay per ride system, only costing $2 per ride. I don't know what currency, because it seems really cheap in the local currency. The Dominican Republic also only has 1 lone coaster, Guastino at Olympic Park, a Fajame Wacky Worm, which opened in 2019. Home to baseball players, not roller coasters. The final country with just 1 coaster is Cuba. It has Monterusa at Todo en Uno, an SBS Visa Cyclone, which opened between 2016 and 2017. What's interesting is that this is the park's second Monterusa, which was also a cyclone, but from Interpark. Jamaica has 2 coasters in total, the best being Fly de Ragamuffin at Mythic Mountain, Jamaica. It's a wagon Wii Flyer or suspended alpine coaster from 2020. The other coaster in the country is also a wagon alpine coaster from the same at the same park, just not as cool. Honduras has 5 coasters. Finally, we're out of the 1s and the 2s. Oh, and they're all wacky worms from the same manufacturer with the same name. That manufacturer being Jibma. Screw it, just give it a 5-way tie. Costa Rica has 6 coasters, 5 of them from one singular park. Knowing that, not all of them are gonna be kiddie coasters. The best coaster in Costa Rica is Bocara at Parque Diversiones at a Vekoma MK 1020. I butchered that entirely. It opened in 2005 and previously was at Playland Park and Knoebels. Guatemala has 11 coasters in total, the best being Relampago at Mundo Petpapa, a Zempara Thunderbolt from 2019. This is where things are weird. Most people would say the Intamin 8 inversion coaster over this, but I think that the 8 inversion coaster isn't the reason someone would come to this country, because there are multiple other of those in the world, and if it had been a 10 inversion one, I may have picked it. Now to Mexico, a country with 49 coasters, 1 short of 50. The best of them is Superman El Ultimo Escape, a Morgan hypercoaster opening in 2004. You could make a case for the RMC Medusa Steel Coaster, but that looks like a bottom tier RMC. Well, this is the best Morgan ever made. Now to Canada with 62 coasters in total, with multiple great coasters, but the best has to be Leviathan at Canada's Wonderland, a B&M Giga. This isn't just a good coaster, it's also the first ever B&M Giga ever. I said ever twice. It's really important, actually. It's hard to go with any other coaster over the Giga in the first place, but this has special meaning because it brought us Fury 325. Finally, to end this video, we got the USA, the United States of America, with 823 coasters in total. Kind of a jump from Canada, just slightly. This one is a hugely debated topic. Personally, I think it's Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point, an RMC that opened in 2018. This coaster could have possibly been, this has been possibly the best in the world. But there's also debates within the states with Gwazi, Fury 325, Velocicoasters, and a lot of other coasters. But Steve is elite lift to brakes, and it's a very long ride, which is why I chose it over Iron Gwazi, the other RMC that was very close to getting this spot. Thank you for watching this video. Sometime next week we'll continue this series. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.